It looked different. Hey guys, good evening. It's RC Talk. Sorry, I'm a little late. I was at the local hobby that we have, local club that we have. Hey, Kagan, you're all sideways. I was at the local hobby, and we have Tony. I think you still have the other audio open. And every second Thursday of every month, I go to the local club and meet up with everybody and bring some RCs. So I brought my Jägermeister, my Chrome car, which is still in the car, my son's Jeep farm truck that I built, and I went to the local hobby store and actually saw the Wraith 1.9. It sure is different than the Wraith. People are looking at it and they go, something's weird with it, because they're used to the Wraith, but the geometry of it is completely different. The way the axles are, they are different axle. They are AR44 axle, which are the SCX-10-2 axle. They're the full axles. There's some stuff that are different. The cage is different. Especially the bottom of the cage is different. The top of the cage looks the same. Where the shocks were looks the same. Pretty much everything is the same. The hood does open. It's kind of cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the hood opens up at the front.
I haven't seen the Hemistorm video or the other ones yet, so I need to look at these things.
Yeah, look at the Hemistorm. That one's pretty good. I haven't looked at the other guys. And I'll have one tomorrow up also, because I took some videos and some photos of that today. So while I was at the hobby store.
Do you think the body would go in an old Wraith? You think it would?
I think it would. I think it actually would fit. So here's the
nice.
Super cool. Yeah.
Doesn't want to focus. Come on, focus, you cheap camera. Need to buy a good camera.
Yeah, first thing I thought when I saw it was, could I put that body on the Wraith that I already have?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it should fit, except you have to make sure you take off your front, the spike in front. The nose, you might have to take it off. But I got lots of pictures. I got some videos of it. I put it side by side beside a TRX4. So big size comparison. There's a big difference in the size. I can't show you the video tonight, but I will be putting it together first thing tomorrow morning, and I will be uploading it for you guys to actually see if you do want to see mine. If not, go see what's out there. There's lots of them. But yeah, it's pretty interesting, the new Wraith. It's nice because I always like that mod when when the Wraith was out originally, and people put narrow axle and 1.9s on it. I just love the look. It just looked nice. Some people didn't like it, but I liked it. And now that they've came out with one, and the price is going to be pretty decent, it's tempting. It's very tempting.
When are they due out? Do you know what the date is that they're talking about?
I forgot to ask. I think it's in a couple of weeks. I forgot to ask when it's going to be available.
So they're kind of doing what Traxxas is doing now, where they send them the models early to the stores.
Yes.
To display.
Yeah. And it is the first Axial that actually has the Horizon Hobby logo on the box.
Huh.
Because Horizon Hobby bought out Axial. Well, in the bankruptcy, they bought it. So it's the first box, and it's kind of weird seeing Horizon Hobby on the Axial box. It was kind of weird seeing that.
Spectrum transmitter and receiver, I assume.
Yeah, different transmitter on it also. The ESC is EC5, whatever. It's the same one as usually. So
AE5.
But it's really neat how they did the receiver box. It looks like an engine. It's really neat. There's a big gap behind it where they when you open up the hood, where the battery goes, which is a mod that everybody did on the Wraith originally to put the battery up front. So there's two little cradles. You can put a 500 nim battery in there, no problem. So you can put a large battery pack in there. It fits. Tires looks very nice. Geometry is different because now the axles are not quite where the Wraith used to be, so geometry is a little bit different on it. The links are completely different. It is a SCX 10.2 transmission, metal gear. Skid plate is the same, but they have kind of rock sliders on the side also, which is kind of cool. It's all molded into the mold. So the bottom of the cage is different, but the rest of the top of the cage is as far as I can tell, the same cage as the Wraith.
Cool.
Because the guys they had at the hobby store, they had the parts for the Wraith cage, the top part, and they actually put it side by side, and it's exactly the same shape. So that's why I'm thinking the body should be able to fit. It's just the nose. You might have to chop up the nose on the Wraith. Where is the Wraith? There it is. So if I take the Wraith, here's my Wraith. So the only part that's different is this tube here that actually holds this nose. This is different on the new one. So you might have to cut up the body or the front to actually fit. But what's really nice with that new body is that front end. There's a lot of details on it, like the radiator and the grill. It's pretty neat and pretty fine details. So for you to make it fit, that front cage of the Wraith, original Wraith, might be an issue for the front.
Might be worth a shot, though.
Yep.
Did they say when they were going to start selling them? When they're going to actually be released?
They didn't say, but I almost got my hands on one tonight and actually brought it here and actually show you guys. Actually, my thing when I called up the local hobby store, I said, listen, we're having our monthly meeting at the Ottawa Rock Climbing Club, Ottawa Rock Crawlers, and can I bring the Wraith 1.9 there, show it off, have it so everybody can play with it, like not play with it, but I mean have it in their hand and look at it, and then I'll bring it back tomorrow morning. The guy says, I have no problem doing that, but Horizon Hobby says we're sending it you to the store and it cannot leave the store. So for me to take it and bring, and I was going to show you guys here on RC Talk tonight, the Wraith also, and actually go through it with you guys, but I just couldn't have it. And then the guy, after telling me that, he told me if it be next week, maybe next week I can. So maybe by next week I'll be able to have it with me, and we could actually take the body off and actually try it and see how it actually fits. So
awesome, man, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. So if I can get it, I will get it. Like I told the guy, I said, listen, take my credit card number, and if I don't bring it back, pass the bill through. Yeah. He goes, no, don't worry. We trust you and all that. I've been going there, but I might be getting it. So hopefully I will.
If I'm honest, it sounds like you want to buy it anyway.
Keep it then.
I got other things to do and other projects to do, and I just found out some good news. They checked on the computer, and my Red Cat Gen 8 pack is going to be in probably by next Wednesday.
Cool.
Yeah, very good.
So I am getting the Red Cat, and I'm going to be doing a special build with it. And I'm going to have a 3D printed body, which is the LED wheel, Stefan from the LED wheel, that's going to be printing it. Wow. So you guys might find out what it is. So what's going on in the chat? I've been busy talking and blah, blah, blah. And who do we have? James Swift was in the house first. Hi, James. Ruckus RC. Bill is in the house. Green Frog RC is there and is with us too. 11 Charlie, how you guys doing? Sean's RC Adventure. Scottzilla, look a little bit higher, Scottzilla. There's a link for you in the chat. If you want, I can resend the email to you, but I believe I sent it to everybody. Steve O.D. Frank, you what? What's your problem, Steve O.D.? Are you mad because I actually went and saw the Wraith at 1.9 at the hobby store before you did? Is that your problem? Why did you write that? I think we need to put Steve O.D. in timeout. Go ahead, Steve O.D. Say your 5 cents. No, I can't hear you. Can't hear you, bud. Your microphone's not working. No. Hey, this is perfect, Steve O.D. This is the way we like you. Just like you are right now. It's just perfect. Must be an American thing. Try it again. Speak. Speak. You can do it. No, it's not working. Okay. We won't talk to Steve O.D. because he doesn't want to talk to us. So keep debugging, Steve O.D., and keep trying. Unplug your mic, replug it in. I don't know. Or go into settings. If you go in the little sprocket, you should be able to... No, it's not working. Go on the sprocket. If you move your mouse over the thing and see what you got selected for your microphone.
Yeah, I have nothing.
Oh, yes. Oh, it's there. Hey, Earl. Thanks for jumping in. Yeah, I know we can't hear Steve O.D. That's perfect. Yeah. Earl's saying the same thing. It's perfect that we can't hear you. Did I find out how much the Wraith is? The Wraith is actually, I think it was listed at $350 or $379, and that was at the Horizon store. So that's where I saw the price originally. I do have the link on the Tank RC Facebook page. Let me go see.
Do you remember the size of the motor, or have you already said?
Pardon me?
Do you remember the size of the motor? Was it a 10-turn like the original Wraith?
No, it's a 35-turn.
Okay.
It is the SCX-10-2 transmission, so it is geared differently, and this is the same gear, same axle also. So it is a 35-turn in there.
Okay. I figured out the first 20-turn maybe it was.
Yeah, before it was a little faster, but this time it's.
That's good.
Come on, internet. Yeah, I post too much stuff on my Tank RC. I can't find that link now. There it is, Axial Racing, see more. $369.99. Here, let me share my screen. Share the screen. Present to everybody. There you go. US dealer is going to be $369. So sometimes they do put it a little lower. This is on the Axial website. That's the suggested list. Sometimes it actually goes lower. And I did notice that on the kit, it didn't show it there, but it did. Oh, yeah. One thing you got to realize, this is not a rail frame chassis. Okay, this is a tube chassis. This means this truck, when you go in the comp, this truck is a class 3 truck. It is not a class 2 truck. Just because it's got SCX-10-2 axle and SCX-10-2 axles, it is a class 3 rig. This is a tube chassis. So they do have the inner fender, which is kind of cool, but I wish they would have, like I do mention that in the video, I wish they would have finished it in the front. Full-size battery fits in the front, no problem. They have the connector. They have these things that you can stick on. Nobody knows where to stick them, the turbo. Here's the two grill I was talking about, the front grills. So there's a lot of detail. So on the original Wraith, you got those posts that are kind of in the front. That might be a pain. So there's the pre-molded axles. And it's got the high input beveled. The links are in plastics on this kit, so lower and upper link. But if you really notice the way the links are, they're both very straight. So the geometry of it is kind of cool on this truck. It's not jacked up. It's pretty neat. Transmission, and what's the other thing I saw earlier? Oh, there it is, 35 turn, and it is a Dynamite ESC. It's got the Tactus TS45. I wish they would have put the 55, but the 45 is still good. Yeah, the Horizon site said something else, and they do have headlights, which are there, and the buckets looks really nice in the front. Here they look very scale. I got a nice close-up of it on my video. At the back cage, they don't show a picture. Weird bracket at the back. And it looks like it's for something to flip, or it's really odd. Nothing's at there. Is it? No, it's at the back here. So can I make this bigger? No. So they have these brackets at the back, and it looks like it's for sway bars or something. I'm not sure, but there's nothing attached to them. The guy at the hobby store says maybe the body is going to be put on something else, or they're going to do something different. But this bracket is very odd, and nothing's attached to it. But it does looks like it does a rod fits in there. So that was kind of interesting. And that's about my trip to the hobby store. So I'm going to have lots of videos for you guys. Well, not lots. It's about going to be maybe a 5 or 6 minute video. So the black one looks, yeah.
I like that orange.
Yeah, the orange looks nice, but the black one looks meaner.
Yeah,
but the orange one, what's nice about the orange one, it brings out the details.
Yeah, that's what I think I like about it. You see the shape a little more.
Yeah, and I like where they put the body pins. And some of the guys says, well, it's stupid that they put body pins on there. They should put magnets. I like the body pins. It's just like the race cars and the trucks that actually have the real live body pins, or the pins on in the top of the hood.
Yep.
Because it's right there at the tip. I wonder if I got another picture from the top. You see it a little bit here. But it's right at the perfect place. Like it actually looks kind of cool. And the hood opens up nice and wide. But it looks small. It's when you really look at it, it does look small. And beside the TRX4, it just looks funny.
Yeah, it's kind of a, I don't know, it's kind of a weird body shape too. It's like it kind of makes me think of a mix between like an FJ and like a Suzuki, you know, or those little what are those tiny little Suzukis that everybody likes for rock crawling and off roading?
Yeah.
Samurai.
The what?
Samurai. Samurai.
Yeah, Samurai. That's it.
The Samurai. So here's a video. So I had the little buggy there, and there's the beside a TRX4. Let me change camera. Maybe I can get it better with the other camera. This one is just not playing nice. This one. So, presenter everybody.
It's a nice size, actually. I like it.
It's like all I've seen all day. There's been like 10 videos on this damn truck today.
It's the new.
I guess so.
A little bit shorter wheelbase. It does look a little smaller, so it's different. So enough of me talking. What's going on with you guys?
Well, I
Haven't
just
seen
came
you
back
last
from
week.
doing 10 hours at the racetrack,
Wow.
trying to get a new layout for Saturday's point series race.
Now, how
Yeah.
often do you change a layout?
I don't know what's going on with that, but they rented a roller and a bobcat, so it had to get done today. And it was sprinkling all morning, so I was like, this isn't working out so well. That clay really sticks to everything. Well, we don't have full clay. We have a mixture of sand and clay, but still. So hopefully Weatherman will be wrong when Saturday rolls around as well. So
Are you having an event on Saturday?
yeah, we're doing a point series race between our track in Harlingen, Texas, and the next track up, which is Corpus Full Throttle. And it's a 5 race once a month. We do different locations back and forth. So that's what we're doing. Should be fun. The new layout is going to be really tricky, though. I don't know if I'm going to try some of those triples. But I got one of my jumps in finally. So I put in a step on, step off.
Oh, cool.
So it's like a jump to a tabletop with a lip on the end so you can jump off. That's going to be for like the short course trucks. But basically for a buggy or a truggy, it's going to be like a quad. It's going to be a massive jump. We tested it and it was doable. So.
Okay. So Earl is asking, speaking of Axial, I have a question. What's the best ESC motor combo for an SCX-10-2 raw builder's build? No particular reason why, just interesting in what's the best for it. It all depends on your budget. So you can put a normal brush system on there, pretty much any ESC combo that you're going to put, as long as it's not the Traxxas, because the Traxxas will burn out very quickly. Everybody's noticing that. So the truck is just heavy. So best combo, if you have the money, I would recommend a brushless system with a 4-pole motor. The 4-pole motor are very good for a crawler. So 4 or 6 pole, if you have the money, they're just awesome for that. What's that?
Censored?
Yeah.
Would you get censored too?
Yeah. Well, with the 4-pole or 6-pole, you don't really need the sensor, but it's nice to have. If you don't have the censored version, it's even better because you don't need to waterproof it. Because if it's not censored, you can put it in the water. As soon as you put a censored motor, you do have to open it up and waterproof it. Mm-hmm. Unless you get the Hobby Wing, they have some new ones that are actually waterproof, and the sensor wire is actually like a clip-on, which is kind of cool. But you do pay for it. Team Vega says, hey, guy, check out my new custom Miami Dolphin Arma Notorious Body by Pit Dog Hydro. I wish we could right now, but we're busy. We're having an RC talk. It's not time to watch video. It's time to talk about RCs.
So let's pull up his body and let's talk about it.
Team Vega. Let's go see what's going on.
I'm curious.
Go to channel. It's almost like a shout out thing that we're doing tonight. What's going on? Oh, there it is. Oh, it's nice. You should see this. It's really nice. Yeah. It's got a dolphin on it.
Are you gonna make me hang up and go look at it, or are you gonna show
No,
it?
no. I'll show you. I just want to watch the video first. It's only 1:04, so I'll watch the whole video, and then I'll be amazed, and then I'll show you. No, I'm just kidding. It's all ready to go.
Fuck.
Share.
I'm with you, Steve O.D. Frank does suck tonight.
I'm tired, so I'm goofy when I'm tired. So
That's
I guess
pretty rad.
Pit Dog Hydro made this, so and it's for an Arma Notorious.
That looks
Some
nice.
odd reason it looks small. There's no car under there. There's just wheels on and no rubber.
Low riding.
He's not going to match that body.
Some 24s.
I think that's just what Pit Dog Hydro puts underneath the bodies, just showcase those works. They ain't got no tires or anything on them.
Yeah.
Right. True.
So
Oh,
you got
looks good.
sticker on his original Notorious. Awesome. To represent.
Team Vega says he needs subscribers. Well, do the work and you'll get them. Do like Steve O.D. Spend all day on there. Spend all day on YouTube and chat on a lot of videos. But for that, you have to be at home and not at work or at school.
It seems like you got more time than me when you're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I can only keep up with YouTube. I can't keep up with the Facebook and the Instagram and that.
That's easy. I'm at work in front of the computer all day. I'm doing something. All of a sudden, something piques my eye. Oh, there. It's posted. Then I keep working.
I just joined an ARMA forum yesterday, and I have no clue. I've never run on a forum before, but like a bunch of guys were telling me, you need to go to the ARMA forum. It's cool over there and this and that. So I signed up, but I don't really get it. I guess it's kind of like a Facebook in a way.
Yeah, the forums, the RC forums are way better than Facebook to get you info on, because you get people that are actually doing the builds or actually working on something, and you see the story and the evolution of what they're doing. Yeah. And some people, they do some write-ups and what they're doing, what's the best servo and all that, and you see that, and it's people that actually do it. It's just like the Scale Builders Guild. They have a forum also, and it's great to find some stories there and some stuff. But on the forums, it's way better, and you don't get this bullshit of when somebody asks, what's the best tire, and then somebody laughs at him or whatever, and then people gets upset. You don't get all this.
I noticed that you can follow people and stuff like that on there. Yeah. Like Rich Duperbash is a friend of mine from YouTube, and I see he's on there, and it says like you can follow him. Stefan Z is on there. RC Dude 81. There's a lot of guys on there.
Yep, RC forums are pretty good.
I used to love the Ultimate RC ones back in the day. That one was a great forum. I've tried to get into the RC groups one, but there's just so many that are plane based and all that you have to like toggle up to even get to where the cars are. That the Ultimate RC one, or I don't remember what it's called, but the one that Jang used to have. Okay. I mean, the way that you went there was so easy to see where everything was and what the new posts were, and I just find that the other one's too big for me to really just get into.
Speaking of Jang, have you seen his other channels?
Oh yeah, my kids watch his Jang breaks ones all the time.
I've been searching and searching. I just stumbled on him the other day. I was like, oh, so that's what he's doing now.
Yeah, a lot more money there.
Is it the Legos now?
Yeah, Legos and some other things.
Bulgir RC says, past the build truck is at his house. Cool. And where is your house? Probably somewhere in the States, but where is it about?
It doesn't matter. He's going to be sending it here as soon as he gets it. So I'm winning it.
Oh, you're winning it. Okay.
Somebody's going to win it.
Bulgir RC, is he the one that started it? Who started this?
Yeah, he did. He
Okay.
started off with the AR-60 axles or AR-44 axles.
In Houston. Okay, cool. Yeah, I almost sent an email and actually say to, okay, send it here. But here in Canada, it might have been a pain, especially with the border and customs and brokerage fee. It would have cost an arm and a leg. So I just said, no, I won't even bother. So I think it did a whole bunch of different people in the States. So it's all cool with that.
I was supposed to get it, but then I ran out of money, so I let it pass me. And then when I did get the money again, it was already planned out who the last two were to get it. So I missed out on it.
Cool.
Did you what's it called? Did you guys see the new Mustang, the GT4 that we were talking about last time? Tamiya.
Yeah.
My hobby shop. He's like, I got yours in because he emailed me today. I'm like, what's the price? He said $125 out the door. And I was like, for that kit, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
So I'm excited to get that one.
Yeah, Philco RC says he won John's giveaway, so that's cool.
Oh, really? Awesome. Congratulations.
Phil, you went over under your real name, I think.
Yeah, I think he did.
Maybe you entered it under a bunch of different names.
Probably. Philly Cheese. I notice I find comments on YouTube that are say Philly Cheese in their comments that I can see him typing and saying because it's just like the way he rolls. And I'm like, hey, is this Filthy Coat? He's like, yeah, this is my other account.
Yeah, guys. So hey, check it out. This is my son just picked it up.
Oh yeah, that's Build Off Mine right there.
Yeah, the GT4. So my 5-year-old just bought a Traxxas Latrax. He's been saving his money now for a while, and he wanted one. Of course, that made my 9-year-old immediately jealous, but he had some money. So yeah, my 9-year-old picked it up. I'm going to help. So we're going to do our own Tamiya build. It's the first Tamiya kit that we've had, and so yeah, literally came in the mail today. My 9-year-old was ecstatic. So you're looking for that, man. That thing looks awesome.
Yeah.
Get your Phillips heads out.
That's a TTO2, I believe.
That is first one.
Huh?
That's a TTO2, I believe.
Yeah, it is a TTO2.
Yeah, TTO2. Put a bearing kit in it, and we're gonna put a couple stuff like that in it just to see what it looks like.
Yeah, you got to get the fast steady bearings.
Yep.
So is that your son's first build then?
Yeah, it is. It's gonna be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
He was super nervous about it. Oh, Dad, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to build it. You know, we'll work on it, man. You know, we'll figure it out. We'll get it done. So he's super nervous about the painting it.
Well, it's a good thing he's got someone knows what he's doing, helping him.
Yeah.
Hey, when you get it done, send me pictures and I'll add it into Build Off 9 when we're building them. I'll add your complete build on the show off video.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, man, we love it. When is that due? When is the Build Off 9 going to be done?
We're on 8 right now. So,
oh, okay.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Just send me the pictures when it's done and I'll just add it to it.
Great. Thanks, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, guys.
How's it going?
Hey, John.
Going good?
Philco RC was just talking about you. He was saying that he won you one of your giveaways.
He did. I chatted back. I've got it almost ready to ship. I'm looking for a good box to ship it in and get it to him. Hopefully, get it on its way.
I can send you a box to ship it in. And I'll put my address on it too.
Yeah.
What did he win?
It's the Luckton S912 2-wheel drive Chuggy.
Oh, the thing that I just did, the updated version of it, the review.
Yours looks different. Yours is more of like a desert buggy style. This one's more of a truggy, but I think it's the same chassis underneath.
Yeah, they said this one's supposed to be updated, but yeah, they're probably the same thing.
Do you have it, Steve-O? Do you have it?
Yeah, it's behind me.
Does it go 33 miles an hour?
Oh, I don't. It's kind of quick, but I don't think it's that quick.
Yeah, because that was my biggest complaint about the other one is that it says on the box that it goes 33 miles an hour, but it definitely doesn't. It goes more like 18.
This box only said, I think it said 30 on the box.
Anyway, yeah, it is the same truck that Filthy Co. won. It just has a different body on it.
Did it have, this one did have a wing, but we snapped the wing off when we were jumping it.
Yeah, same chassis, same wheels and tires and shocks. Yeah, it's a fun little toy.
Basher Boy RC, I believe I did send you an email, and I did post a link to join in the chat. So if you want me to post it again, let me know. I can post it again.
Oh, this box says 26 miles per hour.
Okay, good. They've actually fixed it. Well, sort of. I mean, the other one didn't even go that fast. The box says 33.
So, John, I went to Great Hobbies today and saw the new Wraith. It was pretty cool.
Me too. I just put a video up on it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I just came back with. So I went and bought some paint.
You beat me to it.
Yeah, I beat you to it. I came home immediately, edited, uploaded it, so it was up for day one. Although
yeah, they're probably like, Tank was just in here. You need to rush home. Get yours up first.
They didn't say a word. They didn't tell
Maybe
me
I should change the title of this chat and put Wraith 1.9.
There was I swear about 10 or 12 videos up today now on that.
Yeah, that's what I said. It probably doesn't matter because everyone else got early access and actually has run it and stuff.
Yeah, it seemed like at the same exact time, like Hemistorm, RC Driver Online, and someone else all put theirs up. Oh, and Axial themselves.
Yeah, that was definitely waited
half hour.
Sure. They would have.
Harley Designs got one up too. I saw.
Oh yeah, Harley Designs too. Yep.
Yeah. I really liked RC Driver one was great. He clearly spent a lot of time on it. He actually went out and got running footage. That was excellent.
That's what I told him in his thing. I was like, Greg, out of all the ones I've seen today, I'm like, you're the first one that had actual running footage of it.
Yeah.
And he said he had like the flu or cold, or he's like, but I still had to get out there. I wanted to make sure to have running video on his videos. So.
Yeah, that's good. It should do well. His also seemed to have the most information about it, which is good.
Yeah, I only watched I watched Hemistorms first, so I kind of skipped through to just the running video on RC Driver, and then when like Harley Designs was up, I just left them a comment and a thumbs up. And I didn't want to go through and listen to the same exact thing I just made.
Yeah, no.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
I did learn something about it just by seeing it in person, which is that body really should have been designed with an extra fastener on the back because the whole back of it is very loose.
Yeah, it is. When you actually grab it sometime and you actually kind of almost not tear it off, but it is kind of loose at the back, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Basher Boy.
How's it going, man? How are you?
What's going on?
Hey.
So did you break that Mini 8 yet?
No, not yet.
Are you gonna call Frank out again?
You're not trying hard enough, man.
No, you know what? I'm gonna keep it cool today. I mean, had a long day. Whatever he wants to say, it's cool.
That team associate you got, Tony, that thing didn't break, did it, on that last video?
Yeah. I didn't even show how many times I wrecked it. I wrecked it hard a lot.
You did or you didn't break it?
I didn't break it.
That's impressive. Yeah, those were some hard jumps.
Yeah.
I beat it pretty good.
Heck yeah, you did.
It just kept going. And that one I did over and over and over. Some of the big ones, but I didn't want to keep putting the same shot in. So, yeah, it was impressive what it was willing to take.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Sold me on it.
There's nothing better than
We'll be
being
on it
happy
again
after a
after that.
purchase, let me tell you.
What was that?
There's nothing better than being happy with the purchase.
Yeah. Yeah, and the price is right on it, that's for sure.
Yeah. So I was out of town and I saw you had posted videos. Like, well, I got to watch that first.
What are you working on, John? The Bagheera body?
Yeah, I'm trying to put the front windshield mask on. I think I finally got it to where it's decent enough lined up. Still not perfect, but acceptable.
Now this is a rope bridge, all rolled up.
Oh. Man, that figure is detailed. I thought it was a real person for a second.
Yeah, me too. When I opened it earlier, I go, "Oh, wait a minute." But yeah, it does look like. That's very interesting bridge there, Kagan.
Thanks.
That's yours? Sweet.
Yeah, it's Kagan.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. Over
Green
the winter with
frog,
scrap wood
stepping
for
up.
work and stuff. Sorry?
So, can you actually drive underneath it?
I gotta get more rocks and put a bridge underneath also the lower section, but there's some rocks started piling at the ends to drive up on.
Okay.
And the ramps are hinged so they can be lifted up.
Kagan has been sending me some pictures of his work.
Nice.
Cool. So did you actually build the other chassis of the Bagheera?
No. No, I'm just going to do the body and whatever parts I need to mount it up, and that'll be it, I think.
Well, you mentioned that there's some things different. Is there something different on the TTO2?
There is difference in the plastic composite. What they're made out of for the upper braces is a different composite on the Bagheera.
Oh, really?
I don't know if it's necessarily any stronger. I mean, I did a flex test on it just on the tree, and it felt very flexible. I'm not going to take off the brace on my other truck, but well, I will, but not right now because I do want to compare them side by side to see what the difference is, because the parts are slightly different, but not just that upper braces. Not the rest of it's all normal glossy plastic.
Cool.
Anyway, I figure it's going to take me the next 2 or 3 days to finish this body off, and then I'll pretty much just have time then to pack and double check my stuff. I got to swap an ESC this weekend, and then I'll be at a time. Then I got to hit the road.
Now, the National is in 2 weeks?
It's next week.
Next week?
Yeah, starts Thursday next week. I think. Freaking out for no reason.
Double check it now.
Yeah, next week.
Okay. I got you thinking there.
Well, yeah.
11 Charlie says that's what he needs in his backyard, that bridge. Well, just start building. Just start building it, just like Kagan did. You get inspiration from somebody. Hey?
It's all scrap wood from work.
Yeah, scrap wood. Mm-hmm. Get an inspiration from somebody and just build it your own style. That's all. Somebody probably inspired Kagan to do it, and now Kagan's doing it.
Yeah, RC Sparks. Plus
Cool.
a few other guys. Tony used to have a little one he started.
Yep. but that Axial Wraith 1.9, there is a lot of plastic on it, like the links and all that, and servo, the linkage in front. Linkage in front is kind of neat and interesting. It has two break off point, kind of. I guess it's if you do hit the wheels hard, it looks like it actually not pops off, but will bend. We didn't try it, but it looks like it does kind of has like a snap on it.
Yeah, it has like two shear pins. It's weird. I was asking them if the other SCX 10.2s are like that because I don't have any of those, and they said no, it is a unique part.
Yeah, it's a new part that they put for the front.
Yeah. I wonder, I was thinking about that on the drive home. I wonder if they did that to add rigidity. I mean, and it gives it some break points, but I wonder if it's actually stronger than just a one-piece plastic arm, because that's on the normal Wraith, that arm, you can like flex it a lot and the wheels reflect. And I didn't feel that on the 1.9.
No. Mind you, it's not as wide, but
yeah. But yeah, that seemed like an overly complicated piece, considering it doesn't have to bend. I didn't see why it had so many
break pin point in it. Yeah.
So what's your paint scheme going to be with the Bagheera? Seeing it.
It's probably going to be fairly close to box graphics, but with some orange and brighter blues. So I'm kind of using up the paints that I have. So it's going to be metallic blue top, white and black on the bottom, and I think I'm going to do some orange race stripes just across the middle. So I was just trying to plan it now. I went and bought some new masking tape, and I was going to just do some lines.
Cool.
You only have to use about 20% of the freaking stickers they give you.
Yeah, it is a massive amount of stickers.
No, actually, 100% of it.
I think I'm going to add some of them to my to the Mercedes, because the Mercedes has no stickers on it yet, except for a couple of stock pieces. The Mercedes is now done.
Good deal.
We have Tamiya Legends in the house. Hey, how you doing?
Hello, hello.
In the house.
This thing is going to be custom.
Oh, cool.
Head.
Cool. That's for your 6x6, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that body looks nice, John.
Yeah, so the Mercedes is now done. All of the hardware's mounted on. I chose not to put the side mirrors on because I'm going to race this body and they'll get ripped off anyway, because they're really
I was wondering about that.
They're really wide mirrors, so there was no point. Even the wing, I'm wondering how well the wing is going to hold up, because it's just being held on by body clips through the inside. But it is a neat mount. Like, it's a fairly robust mount, double pinned on each side. So anyway, but I have no extra decals on it yet, other than just the ones that make it look like a Mercedes. So I'm probably going to add a few more, but overall this is done, and it's mounted on the chassis already too. That was very easy, because all the little dimples in the body like perfectly matched the chassis that I'm using, even though it's not the chassis that came with this body. So that's nice.
Cool.
That's sweet, man. That looks awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure does.
Yep. I'm happy with that.
They give you 2 mirrors or just one?
What? They give you a mirror for each side. 2 mirrors.
Okay. A couple of the cars, like the Subaru, only came with 1 mirror, and I think the Jägermeister came with SU. I think
some race cars only have 1.
Oh.
Yeah, like back in the 70s and I guess early 80s, the 1 mirror thing was like very popular. Even in the 60s too.
An extra, wasn't it? Wasn't that an optional part back in the day? Passenger side mirror.
Everything used to be optional. Trunk used to be optional.
Actually, is a serial number on there.
So Tamiya Legend is asking from everybody, did you guys notice a serious slowdown on views this month?
Yeah.
Or is it just my rubbish videos that are doing it?
My rubbish too, because I think mine are down.
Well, I mean, if you ask me, I'm a small channel, so I couldn't answer that really.
I don't know this.
Yeah. I get my 100 views per video, and it's been stable, except for one video. I got like 3,000 views, but that's
Oh yeah,
because
really? That's good.
yeah, I
Was that one
put
of the
that
porn
video.
videos?
Hey,
Was that one of the porn videos?
the porn video? No, I should
Sorry,
try one.
Pass that off.
Put a
I
list
should
of those
try
on
one
your
and
channel.
just call it RC porn and see
Yeah.
what I get on it, and just do a video of RCs, but no covers on it, so it's all underneath the RC. So no skin. Take all the skin off, or
All
put
the skin.
put fancy music and do a body lift. It's as if it's taken off the clothes, like do striptease.
No,
Get
you
the
should
right
say like
soundtrack for that one.
you should say like, you know what, this is the time that we're really gonna fire the tank, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Have some RCs with rear view, so you see the rear of it. Now this is a nice shot of the rear end. See how many views I get.
Hey, gentlemen, I don't know if you guys already covered this, but and I know I'm pretty late here, but so what are your thoughts on that new Wraith?
Yeah, you are pretty late on the conversation. Yes.
Yeah.
Rewind the video to the beginning, and you'll see all our conversation on it.
That's all.
Okay, I'll just go ahead and do that then.
Actually, just go watch John's video on it. He's already done one.
Yeah, everyone
John,
watch my video.
I went to the hobby store and I took a video of it, and I was going to publish it tomorrow morning. And John went to the hobby store also, but rushed home, did the editing, and published it already.
I did a live video right at the hobby shop.
There's no music. There's no fancy editing. It's like 2 minutes long, but whatever.
I gotta say, you know, the only thing that I'm disappointed with the Wraith, it's not the vehicle itself. It would be the electronics, and I'm gonna say, you know, the Spectrum receiver. That is not a Spectrum receiver, and I'm sorry to say that is not a genuine Spectrum receiver. Okay, if you ask me if I can bind that to my higher end remotes, no, you can't, and I've learned that. Yes, you can't. That's stupid. So how can you call it a Spectrum if you can't even bind, you know, to other remotes?
Well, I watched RC Girl's video on that little Can-Am thing, and she said the same thing.
No. I'm going to have to disagree with you, okay? And this is the reason why. This is the reason why.
Yeah,
if you look at the specs of it, it is a Spectrum STX2 transmitter.
That's the shittiest transmitter I have.
And it is a SRX2 receiver, receiver, which means, yes, it's not compatible to the higher end, but it is a Spectrum receiver. Okay, and the price point of this truck is $369 US. They're trying to target the lower end people to buy this truck and use it as a startup vehicle.
Yeah, but the other ones came with those nice tactic controllers at the same price.
Yeah, but well, I don't know if it was the same price, but they are trying to make money. I understand what you're saying, but they are trying to find out, okay, where can we cut? Where can we make money on these trucks?
That's right.
They have metal links on there. They don't have. I'm just thinking, comparing it to other vehicles in that price range, has a lesser controller than you get with the Traxxas.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But I mean, do you understand what I'm trying to say? I mean, back then, like for example, this vehicle that I have in front of me, okay, it did come with a stock DSM receiver.
Yeah.
And it was easy, you know, to bind it to a DX4R or a DX4S because it's DSMR.
Yes.
Okay, so all I had to do is just, you know, I could just get the remote, throw it away, toss it out, right, and just bind it to my higher end remote. So now, like for example, if I would buy this, I would have to buy a separate receiver so I can bind it to my higher end remote. Yes. So basically, I have to buy another part from Spectrum, you know, to be compatible with my Spectrum remote.
Version, like they did some of the other trucks.
Yeah.
No, and actually, there's still some bind and drive, and I think the TENs, I think they're bind and drives. and those have DSMR receivers.
Yeah.
Okay, so what Tank is saying
is like you'd say, oh, well, this is a junky controller, but the people that already have invested in the Spectrum, you could just bind to the receiver they gave you. Yeah, so I get that. I mean,
yeah, like for example, like I have Spectrum on all my vehicles, and if I would buy this, I'll be like, this is not a Spectrum. This is garbage.
On Hemi Storm's video, I told him, I'm like, the only complaint I have about this thing is they took the tactic remotes away and replaced them with these plastic piece of crap. They don't even have rubber or foam on the wheel. They feel hollow. And he's like, yeah, I see where you're coming from. The tactics were really, good remotes compared to this. He said, but I never had one of these before. Blah, blah, blah. It's like the controllers. I don't like them.
But see, the point was they used to give you stuff you didn't like, but they still knew if people had invested in their products, they weren't going to use it anyway, and they just bind their controller to that other Spectrum that they'd put in there, the receiver, because they'd make it a compatible receiver for people with a nicer controller. But now you're going to have to drop another $35 or whatever the lowest end. Well, it's a crawler, so you're going to want, what, 3-4 channel? So you're going to be looking at like a $50.
Exactly. And and that's my whole point.
You lost the channel too. It's not just the
Because the Tactics had three channels.
Yeah, it did.
Yes.
Yeah, but like Philco RC is saying, this thing does have a 50, 75, 100 throttle option, and I think that's why they went this way with that controller. Is that this is entry level. It's to attract the people to buy their first RC. You have a lot of RCs, so you might not buy this truck, or I'm thinking they're going to have a different version of this Wraith that's more equipped coming out soon. So I think it's the first one that we're going to see right now, and there is other versions coming.
Well, this one's got the one-piece axles and stuff like that. I mean, maybe they'll come out with something a little bit beefier.
Well, look, let me tell you this. I mean, when I bought the the Losi Mini DB, that vehicle came with that whole receiver and remote, that XR. What is it? That's when I actually learned that that receiver wasn't compatible with all my remotes. So I mean, they've had this receiver and remote for a while in Horizon Hobby.
Oh,
actually, there was even times where I think the ECX came with a Spectrum. Something came with a Spectrum.
Was the ECX Ruckus 4x4? That's what it came with.
Yeah, and actually, I told Horizons, like, why do you call this a Spectrum receiver when I can, bind this to my higher end remote? I mean, and yes, I get it. I know it says Spectrum, but it's not, truly a Spectrum because I can't bind it to my higher end remote.
It's not your type of Spectrum. It's not the Spectrum you have.
Yeah, but why would you start creating that mess of receivers that do and don't work with?
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm getting at.
That's the same thing with the FlySky. The FlySky GTB and GT3C do not line with the brand new GT5.
Yes.
So even with my Losi Mini 8, it had that ABC receiver in it.
Yeah, and see, and look,
$3 per receiver when I got like 15 of them for the GT3C. So I can't even use my GT5 because those two won't bind together.
Well,
and look, and here's the thing, Spectrum, if you go like a few years back, the whole deal with Spectrum was that if your receiver was in a DSMR2 or a DSMR1, it wasn't compatible with with not higher end remotes, but like for example, I think it's the DX3C or something like that. I think it's the DX3C, and then the DX4S, and then the DX4R, and then the DX6R. But see, the thing is, if you get a receiver that it's a DSM1, that will bind to like all the remotes, and if it's a DSM-2, like it won't bind to like the lower end remotes, just the high end to those remotes. So
well, mine would bind, it just wouldn't work properly. You had to leave the bind plug in there to deactivate the ABC for it to turn left and right properly.
You have to realize that Futaba or Horizon Hobby owns Futaba. When the bankruptcy came, Spectrum was in the bankruptcy. Now Horizon owns Futaba and they own Spectrum. So a lot of people were thinking they were going to drop one or the other. They have to make money. A company is there to make money. So
what are you talking about? Make money?
They're there to survive and make money. So of course they're going to make different receivers, different transmitter, different things to force us, the consumer, to buy an upgrade to get the better ones for racing or to get the entry level, but that's not compatible with the other ones. They do that on purpose for you to spend more money because they have to keep alive. Yes, it sucks.
You used to do it on purpose. You used to buy Losi. You used to buy all the other ones. You know, I got that Losi DBXLE and it had a sucky controller for a $1,000 car. But that receiver was AVC. It had all the hop-ups. I bound it to my DX4R Pro and it was... I
completely agree, but that was before the bankruptcy. That was before the bankruptcy. Now it's complete. The game has completely changed.
Yeah, and I get
the monopoly of doing whatever they want to do.
Exactly. And if you ask me, the consumer, yes, I'm pissed off. Why? Because I have to spend a little bit more money to bind a Spectrum receiver with a new card to one of my remotes.
Yeah, but
so yes, I'm pissed off.
Before you had the war of Futaba and Spectrum. Now they own both companies. Only now they can do whatever they want to because there's no war. They own both companies, so they can do whatever they want.
Well, here's the thing with Futaba. I mean,
why would
Futaba,
they fight themselves? Spectrum against Spectrum. Like, why would you murk up your waters of all your receivers with one that somebody could just buy that doesn't know what they're doing? They just go in and buy a Spectrum receiver they think is going to work with their DX5R that they just spent $400 on, and then go and buy a ground receiver that they think is going to work, and it won't work.
It won't work. Yeah, that pisses me.
So why not make all of them, you know, that
compatible?
Work with the new technology. It's like, why make two new ones that don't work with each other that are being made at the same time? It doesn't make any sense.
And
they want you to spend more money. They want you to spend more money.
And here's the thing with Futaba. Okay, so Futaba is the higher end of remotes.
I'm gonna go and buy the Team Orange one from Amazon. That's $20. That works with Spectrum, and Spectrum is not going to see anything extra.
That's what some people are going to do. But the orange receivers or transmitter receivers are very hard to find.
They're on Amazon.
Hey,
I have one in a box right here, ready to go.
Oh, I know. I have 3 or 4 of them.
So,
and here's the thing. I'm a true Spectrum fan, but I will never go with those cheap receivers. And pardon, I know that you buy those, but I've seen some incidents on those receivers. They're low end, they're easy to get, but no, just get the actual.
Yes, they're low end because of the price, but I call them entry level. It's for the first people, and you can only put one car on it, and so on.
Low end, entry level.
I run them in my slow cars. I'd never put my fast, expensive ones on one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and yes, that's the point that I'm getting at. If you're gonna buy something high end, I highly recommend for you to buy, those what do you call them, entry level receivers. So yes, there you go.
They're rebranding another company's receiver too. That's why it's a different frequency or something than their higher end ones.
Probably what they're doing, yeah.
I don't know, man, but it pisses me off.
Somebody a while ago was asking about Kyosho Wednesday, how the first one went.
Oh, actually, it's going great, man, so far. I'm actually having fun, and I've seen a couple of other channels, joining in, and man, be on the lookout out there, and you're actually gonna find some. There's some cars, man, that I've seen in this past Wednesday, I learned about the oh man, I don't even remember the names, but they look so weird, and so we're starting to see some Kyoshos, man. So that's cool. So we're picking up, man. So yeah, and if you guys have a Kyosho, if you planning to get a Kyosho, you're more than welcome to showcase it on a Kyosho Wednesday.
I'll get one of those blizzards and put monster truck body on it.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Shen RC actually ran his.
Yeah, I seen it.
Yeah.
I want to see a monster truck body on that thing.
And actually, Steve-O, if you want a blizzard, there's one for sale on my local hobby shop. It's used.
Yeah,
it'll probably give you a good price.
My hobby shop's got one brand new in box still, but I don't know what price difference it would be from getting a used one shipped, compared to getting a new one.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if you're interested, let me know and I'll give you the number. My local hobby shop, maybe they'll work something out.
Me, I'm going to be getting my second red cat next week, so it's going to be cool.
Nice. What is it?
Jade, you can buy a nice Spectrum receiver for it.
I already got the receivers and transmitter all in my little drawer of electronics.
Yeah.
How are you going to paint it?
Hey?
Did you get the kit or did you get the ready to run?
No, I got the pack. The pack, which is the kit. So the Red Cat Gen 8 pack, they call it.
What color are you going to paint it?
It doesn't have a body.
Oh, okay. I was just thinking it came with a clear body.
Nope. No body, no wheels. Just it's supposed to be pre-assembled. That's why they call it pack. It's pre-assembled, whatever they call it.
Pre-assembled kit, PAK.
Pack. Can't remember what they got with that, but what this acronyms for pack. But I know it's pre-assembled. It's all assembled. So next week when I get it, I'll do a quick unboxing. Might even do it on Thursday when we get our next RC talk, and probably talk about what I'm gonna do with it. So
cool.
But it involves a lot of styrene and a lot of 3D printed bodies.
Nice.
So Steph from the LED wheel is going to be printing it. So as soon as I get it, I can put the tires on it, do some measurement, and actually tell them, okay, this is what I need for width for the body. So print the body, the front end of it. So
I spent a lot of time on the Cross RC website the other night.
Yeah.
Look, I didn't know that a lot of their, you have to build their kits, but a lot of it comes pre-assembled, like the axles and things.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So that's interesting.
Yes, the new receiver is a bummer, Tony.
It's a piece of crap, man. It's garbage.
Hey, Tony?
What was that?
The Cross RC trucks seem to have more metal parts than the Tamiya.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of hop ups in those things, but they're more competing against RC 4-wheel drive, I would say.
You think?
What?
You think that they compete with the RC 4-wheel drive?
I just think that it's closer with the hard bodies and the axles and the parts that they come with.
Okay.
I would say that, kit build, I would say it's pretty similar.
They're trucks and so on. They are a big scale. The big scale. They're almost like the TRX4, and I think the TRX4 is a little bit bigger, like than the SCX10. So the footprint of them are a little bit bigger.
Yeah, but I'm looking at like the Beast. They have, they've got a bunch of those,
military truck,
drive stuff, And so that's what I was looking at. Were some of the big rigs that they've got.
Like the one that RC Sparks did, 2-wheel drive, but he weathered and everything.
Yep. They got some sweet looking trucks. You got to paint them all up though. Those hard bodies. I've seen some videos. They say it's pretty. you know, it's really tight, the margins on some of the parts, getting it all together. But when it's done, it just looks amazing.
If ever I go in the States, Tony, I'm going to have to bring my beast with me and for you to try it out.
I know. One of my buddies is trying to build one before we go on our camping trip that we do. That's what got me looking. They were posting like videos of the real deals, like,
Okay.
you know, doing testing on those rigs. And I'm like, oh, it's still one of my dream cars is to have one of those beasts, or, you know, like the larger military style vehicles. And the Cross RC ones, man, they're like, their mint one, the one that's, you know, sought after is like $1,500.
Yeah, that's the 8x8 with the full independent suspension on all 8 wheels.
Yep.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It's cool. They've now got the US page, crossrc.us.
Yeah.
Yeah, their Mammoth is their flagship. That thing's a beast. But I was looking at the MC8, and they got 2 versions, the B and C version, because, you know, whether it's got the upgrades or not. But it's expensive. I may stick more with the HC6 military looking thing instead if I get one. But
So those of you that are curious what a high-end Spectrum receiver, in quotations, what it looks like. So to your left, there's the DX4S. The one in the middle is the DX4R. And the one to your right, it's the DX6R. Okay, so what we were talking about earlier, see, if you buy the Wraith, okay, I won't be able to bind these 3 remotes to that receiver. So, you know, I just want to, you know, clear all that. So, but yeah, there you have it. Those are high-end remotes. Those are the, you know, the remotes to have if you have, you know, like a really nice vehicle or stuff like that, you know. So, and I've been a true Spectrum fan, you know, over the years, and it's a big bummer that these receivers that are coming out now, I won't be able to buy them. So, you know, I have nice remotes, but I have to spend an extra few bucks, you know, to make it work.
The only way this is going to change is if people start commenting on Horizon's hobby website. So the only way that's going to fix it is if people actually go there and comment exactly what the problem is and saying, hey, listen, I spent hundreds and thousands of dollars with you throughout the years, and you won't go and do this. This is not cool. So that's the only way they're going to change.
Wow, they've dropped the price on that 6R.
6R went down, yeah.
Yeah, it's because a lot of people are not that happy with them.
Yeah,
I am. If you ask me, I am. I mean, I did have a couple bumps along the way with it, but all I had to do was just do that update, and you know, it was a problem solved. When I got this,
they were like $600, and now it's down to $400.
Yeah, and that's what I paid for mine. But see, the thing is, when I got mine out of the box, I was having issues where YouTube would get in the way, and I would get a display that would say that YouTube would really harm this device, and I had to remove the app. So I called Spectrum and I told them, hey, you know what? I'm getting this notification. You know, I barely bought this controller. Like, what do I do? And it's like, no, sir. Go ahead and enter to Google Play, and go ahead and update, you know, your whole controller. Just go ahead and hook it up to Wi-Fi, and you'll be good to go. Okay.
They got them on speed dial already, man. Just give them a call and be like, dude, what's on with this SRX? What's SRX mean?
Yeah, right. No, and I don't know. Yeah, and I think
not SRX. SUX.
Right.
Sucks.
Oh man, and tell me, man. I mean, look, these. I have a large selection of RC vehicles. Okay, and these 3 remotes that you see in front of you, this is what I use on all of them.
That's some money right there, sitting right there.
You know what I mean? And see now, Spectrum.
Rugged though, you should have a rugged.
No, man. I mean, these 3 remotes, man. I mean, look, to me, in my opinion, when I had the DX4R, the one in the middle, I'm in love. I'm still in love with it. Why? Because I never had any issues. I never had any problems with it. Okay, like the one to your left, the DX4S, that one was AVC compatible, and this knob right here, this one, since I really hate that feature, all I had to do is just turn the dial, and every time I would turn the dial, I felt it like lighter and lighter until I broke the damn button. So I mean,
the 4R Pro is amazing. That's what I've got.
And yeah, and actually from all these three, the one in the middle is the best one, man. I know, like for example, if you do an update on that remote, if you call Spectrum and if you do the update, you won't be able to bind to DXM2. So this one hasn't been updated, and I'll keep it that way. I'm not gonna do the update. So
mine's not updated either. It warns me every time. Like, nah.
No, and yeah, I'm the same way, man. But it's just overall, an amazing controller, the one in the middle, and the DS6R. The feature is, if you guys are not familiar, the feature with that controller, it's an Android. Pretty much, you can play Angry Birds, while you're waiting for your racetrack or whatever. You can actually listen to music while you bash. The only downfall is that before you even use it, make sure you turn it on. Before you even enter the track, before you even do anything, because it takes a long time to turn on.
But then once it's on, it'll run all day. You just have to hit the little button to turn off the screen.
Turn off, correct. Yeah, and if you guys want, I can turn it on for you.
Well, I was at the racetrack one day, and I know I just leave mine on all day. That's how long it takes to boot up. God forbid I miss my heat, and I got to turn it on, so I just leave it on. But I went to the track one day, and it was in that constant reboot mode. I had to actually open it up and yank the battery out of it, like, pull the battery out of your phone, your Android phone type of thing. And by the time I got the thing going, I was already at 70%, which is a dangerous level on that radio, at least for my battery anyway.
Really? 70% is dangerous?
Well, what happens is that it takes a long time to get up to 99, 100%. I mean, it charges for a long time. It's like a low cell in a LiPo battery. And it lasts forever, but when you get to 70%, it'll drop like a rock.
Oh, it's quick at that point.
Yeah. I mean, I can go all day at the racetrack, 4 hours, leave it on, just make sure the screen's off.
And look at how much it's taking, to turn on.
Come on, the races is going to be finished.
Hey,
What, they put like a Snapdragon 300 in that thing, something stupid slow.
Okay, look and see. Look, as you can see, look, I actually have Angry Birds. Yep, I do.
Well, I heard you say
one guy posted stuff on Facebook while he was sitting around.
Yeah, and see, like for example, I have the TEN firmware like right there, so I can actually mess with the settings on the.
What would be sweet is if they had a camera on the front of that controller, so you could get down and take a picture of your car,
right?
Into your race, throw it on Instagram while you're sitting there.
I actually run the GoPro app on it.
Oh, so you just bring your photos right in.
Yeah.
Cool. How much storage does it have?
Which one?
The transmitter.
I don't know, man, but it's quite a large. You can buy a large amount.
Well, they've got an SD slot too, right?
Oh, there you go. No, I just wondered for like what Scott said for like transferring photos and music and all that type of stuff.
I just use it to turn on the GoPro and maybe make sure it's pointing in the right direction.
Yeah,
that would be sweet to just preview your driving while you're on the.
Tony sold.
And what did I do last time I was on here, Tank?
$200 price drop, Tony. It's a deal now.
Right, get it well less.
I need a new receiver anyway. That comes with it.
So look, gentlemen. So for example, you see on my screen, it says that I have 53%, and right now I think I'm using Bigfoot. Okay. So to save battery, all you got to do is just, turn off the screen. There it is. Yeah. And you'll have a, Gotcha. And if you need to go, to the settings again, you press the button,
Steve will show his fly sky, I think.
Yeah. Trying to adjust colors.
Okay, so watch.
Cool
Hold
feature.
on. A sec.
Somebody just showed one to me at the races the other day, and I was like, I've been told that the boot up time wasn't worth getting it, but you're saying I can run it all day and just turn off the screen. That's so.
Yes.
I've already been talking about it.
And here's another great thing about it.
Like, you should wait because like they're not selling well, so the price is going to drop. And I mean, that's last time I looked, they were like $600, so that's like $200 off.
And another good thing about it, your Venom charger has those USB ports on the back.
Yep.
Well, there's a dock that you plug into USB, and then between races, if you're worried about your battery, you just take your radio and dock it.
Nice.
And see, look, right now I'm about to play Angry Birds. Check it out. But yeah, look, even at Angry Birds, it takes a while. There you go.
How's the speaker on it?
Yeah, it's like really, it sounds really cheap, man. But I mean, for what it is,
yeah,
it has a headphone jack, Bluetooth, everything an Android phone can do.
Yeah. See, you just take your iPhone, keep it in your pocket, and you just have a TQI and have the Bluetooth system in it. You can play Angry Birds on your phone. You could play music on your phone, and it ain't $600.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but
can you put a picture? Can you put a custom picture of every one of your cars there too?
With the camera, you got a camera on your cell phone, don't you?
Not a custom picture, no.
I got the GoPro thing on my phone or on my tablet where I just push the GoPro thing and it shows my video where my GoPro's going. I can push record and that from the button on my iPad.
Yeah. No, yeah, I mean, that's what I use, but I know you were talking about the four-wheel steer thing for the Kong head. I cannot do four-wheel steer on the TQI. Not that I know of. I mean, maybe there's a way, but I don't think you can.
Yeah. I was trying to think of a way, like, the red switch on the thumb?
Yeah.
Maybe if you can hit it down to go right and up to go left, you know what I'm saying? Like they used to do on the tactic radio, the third channel, the up and down button. That's how they used to do four-way steer on the tactic.
Okay.
I've got my Bigfoot set up for four steer.
Yeah, but what remote do you have?
Radio are you using?
The 4R Pro.
Yeah.
So I have it on my thumb switch. So right where my thumb is when I think it's A. I have my controller.
My four-way steer works on this just by going to crawl mode, and then it's got each way that the thing goes. If you want front steer, rear steer only, crab walk, four-way steer, then you don't have to hit no buttons. It just automatically when you're driving.
Yeah, but I want to be able to turn it on and off. When I'm in the corners, I want four steer. When I'm on the straightaway, I want two.
Yeah, I mean, you could turn it off, like, there, off. But
Well, I just have, like, quick on the fly button. If I tap up, it goes four steer. If I tap down, it turns off. But it only does I'm only controlling the rear steer.
But that's what I'm talking about with how the tactic radios used to, the third channel had the up and down button on the handle, and that's how people used to four-way steer right and left in the corners. And we're trying to figure a way that John can get his Kong head to have four-way steer with the TQI radio. And I said maybe with that switch just in the same position, the red switch that goes on and off, up and left and right, because that's the third channel, just like the tactic radio was the third channel.
You're just literally telling that back servo which way to turn.
Yeah. So if you put that back servo in the channel 3 and then hit the left and right.
I want an option where when I hit the button, it enables that servo, and whatever I'm doing with my steering wheel works.
Yeah. A mix. I think you need a custom mix, which I'm pretty sure I cannot do.
Yeah. So what I want is if I'm turning and I'm turning front wheels, if I hit the button, it would engage and just do the rear as well, and I can let go at any time and straighten them back out. That's what I want, more like a real monster truck where they have that switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing I got on this, the Fly Sky is it's got like the TSM or ABC, but you can turn it to a certain percentage. So when you're going into a corner, it'll back down like a certain percentage, like shut off as much as you want it to shut off until you get to the corner, and then it'll kick back on. Exo Cage did it on his monster truck with it.
Oh yeah.
It's playing Angry Birds on his remote.
Yeah, so I can show you what you can do with your DX6R. And I suck at this game anyway.
You can play Angry Bird, but you cannot sync it to a SRX 200.
Yes, and you see what I'm getting at?
No.
You need to hack that thing to be able to do that lower end spectrum technology.
Boom, I got that sucker. All right.
My cousin got interviewed by some magazine or something. Apparently, he was the high scorer in Angry Birds.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know he played video games.
So you're putting stripes on there, John?
Yep.
What color?
Yeah, race stripes are pretty much done. Now I just got to mask off the main colors.
What color scheme are you going to use? Which color?
What's that?
Which color scheme are you going to use? What's all your colors?
Blue, white, orange, and black.
Cool.
So blue and white as the main colors, orange as the stripes, and then black for the like the inside of the truck bed.
Basically, that's box art with orange racing stripes.
Or with stripes, yeah. Makes it easier for making the decals work was my idea. Yeah. And I already have most of those colors. So I just went to the hobby shop tonight to get more silver backer, because pretty much everything I make is silver backed. So I did the Mercedes, and I know a few weeks ago you saw this thing as an empty shell. The truck is done.
No, nice. Looks good.
So this is called Blue Steel, which this color was a real pain in the ass to work with. It goes on like completely transparent, and the only way I could get it to come out looking like this was to do heavy coats of silver backer.
That's like that color changing paint. It goes on like clear with sparkles, and you can't tell you got it on.
Put on like 5 coats of blue, and the body still looked clear. So at one point I was like, well, I'm just going to back it and hope for the best. So yeah, I'm glad it turned out quite blue, because I was afraid it was going to just turn it all silver.
So blue.
So what color was your backer?
What color is the backer? Silver.
Okay.
I use the Spaz Sticks silver backer.
So, ladies and gentlemen, so as you can see, I was playing Angry Birds. I just wanted to show you my battery life. I went from, what was it, 53, 54?
Yeah, 53.
Check out my battery now.
It's not great.
It's at 35. So,
does
yours
yours perform better over 70% like mine does?
I want to look up what processor they put in that thing.
Well, the thing is, man, if even before I even go out and bash with this radio, I charge it fully, before I even, leave. So typically it will be at 100%. But see, the key is, to turn the screen off, like what I'm about to do right now. If you turn it off,
in the back and do practice laps, I usually run a timer just so I'm not out there too long burning up motors and heating up lipos. And if I leave the screen on, that's the only way to keep the timer going is leave the screen on. It drains
Yeah,
the
and see,
battery.
and I always bash with the screen off. So, and it actually, from 100%, if I bash with the screen off, if I bash like for a good maybe, I would say 20, 30 minutes, um, it lasts you about, I think the percentage is like at 85%.
Okay.
So, and actually it's, at full throttle, full blast, bashing left and right. So at 100%. Okay, so right now I had it at 50 something, and I was just using Angry Birds briefly, and it went from 50 to what, 30? What was it again? Let me turn it on.
31, I think.
No, 33.
33.
So yeah. So I mean that's the thing with the DX6R. A lot of people that are really into racing, really say bad things about it because it takes long to turn on, because the battery
Well, the
doesn't
racing doesn't
last
even on the
long,
spectrum.
and yeah, exactly. And a bunch of things. Like for example, for me, it's just a high tech, and I will say it's worthless, to have an Android, device, remote, because basically you have to be updating, you have to be doing this, you have to be doing that, to make it, to what it
My
is.
my biggest fear is like every other Android device. In 2 years, I'm gonna need another one. I
Right,
know
and
those
yeah,
other
man.
radios last a lot longer than 2 years. People have been using those things forever.
Yeah, man, and just like for example, like the Yeti XL, when the Yeti XL came out, man, I paid full price for that. And before they were discontinued, the last price I saw on those things were like $250. And I mean, I paid like 600 for that thing, man. Same thing with a remote. Okay, I did pay like $600 for this thing, and now, what's his name? What is it? CCRC. He was saying that he found it for $400, man. So I mean, that pisses me off. It's like, you know what I mean? But yeah, overall, man, by the end of the day, I'm a true Spectrum fan. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, I'm gonna turn this off now.
Mhm.
Yeah, save your batteries.
Yes, and I will.
Thank you for your demonstration of that. I really appreciate it. Now we all know never to buy that radio.
Tony's already ordered it. Did you?
No, I don't have it.
If you look around on some of the forums, you can see people dumping them for like $400,
We can
$350,
get it new for
$400.
$400.
Oh, there you go.
I mean,
Even better. Even better.
no receiver, but if you get it with a receiver, it's like $430. It looks like.
Just get it right.
Way to go, because they give you a decent receiver with them.
I'd
Yep.
rather
Well, there's a
get
guy coming down from Corpus to race this weekend's race, and he's got a DX. I don't remember what it is. He's selling it. The screen's all scratched up, but he's got three SR 310 receivers with it. I'm like, for $100, that's not a bad deal just for the receivers.
Right. They're probably all SRX 200s.
They said 310s on them. You know, I gave all excited.
They do sell a screensaver to protect your screen.
Yeah, and actually, where I bought this at my local hobby shop. They still, till this day, they nag about it. You should put a screen protector on your freaking remote. I don't care. If it breaks, it breaks. Oh well.
So you guys to go crawling and stuff. What do you guys do with your radios when it starts sprinkling or raining? With the rain, we don't race when it rains, so I know I panic a little bit when it sprinkles.
No, when it's sprinkled a little bit, I just don't worry about it. I just keep going. It's when it's raining harder, sprinkles, you just hide the remote a little bit. But
Okay.
if it rains, I usually put a bag on top of it.
Okay.
And then I stick my both hands in the bag.
The most rain I've seen, through the year is very minimal. So I'm actually happy if it ever rains here.
It only rains here when we want to work on our track or have a race.
Yeah, my brother has a DX4S also, and I got a DX4S. He upgraded the firmware on it, and now his DX4S does not work with the orange receivers anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, nasty.
Yep.
Right.
That's okay. He sold me all his orange receivers. I'm all good.
Oh, no.
And
Talking
yeah,
about
same
those
thing
Chinese
with the
knockoff ones, those orange receivers.
Pardon me?
yeah.
You talking about those Chinese knockoff ones, those,
Yes.
those orange ones?
Yeah,
Are
the
they
$10
any good?
ones.
Are they any good?
No.
They
You
they
lose
were
them in an
great.
airplane.
I mean, they are good for the price, but like for example,
That's the whole point.
you will have glitches here and there. Like for example, that's what I was saying earlier. If you buy one of those orange receivers, okay, and if you put it like into a high-end vehicle, okay, it's not worth it. I highly suggest you to buy a genuine Spectrum receiver because you might lose signal, because it might glitch, or you may even catch on fire, for crying out loud. So who knows?
That fire would suck. Fire bad.
Catch on fire a receiver?
Yes. I mean, remember, okay, the ESC does its job.
You should go into news, man. You should go into news.
Yeah, there you go.
Prey on people's fears.
Well, it's true. I mean, you guys,
Fox
you guys, I mean, you guys are into the RC, stuff, and
I'm
I've
doing all
seen
this stuff, so
receivers.
I'm learning.
I've seen bad receivers, go bad, and they catch on fire, and it's not the ESC or the servo.
So you've seen it before.
You've seen it. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, then I believe you then.
Okay. Cool. Why am I ranting? I don't know. Maybe because of the
Getting all
Spectrum crap.
excited. Getting all excited.
You better
No,
cool
it's
down, or I ain't sending you in, but you better cool down, boy.
No, I guess it's because of the Spectrum receiver dilemma that we were talking about.
Got you all riled up.
You know what I mean? So, so you guys can understand me, okay? So, like for example, I paid top dollar for the one to your far right. I also paid top dollar for the one in the middle, okay? And Spectrum throws you this, oh my God, it's a Spectrum receiver which I can't bind to these remotes. I mean, how do you think I feel? You know what I mean?
11
Yeah, they have a warning on their website.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, this does not work with DSMX.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That does suck that they did that, man. That's stupid.
It does. Oh, it does. If Horizon is listening right now, yes, I would like to have a talk with them. Yes, let's go ahead and sit down and we'll talk about some negotiations of me getting like a DVXL or something in return because I'm pissed off. Or maybe like a Losi 22. I mean, I don't care. If these guys want me to shut up, I mean that's the negotiation.
See, the receivers I've been buying, are these guys, which are, it won't focus. It's written on its Spectrum, but they're actually, let me show you. It's a heck of a lot cheaper, $24, but they called it the X-Burstar Spectrum SR3100. It is a DMS2, so it works with my receiver. It's a 3-channel, and these are the ones I've been buying, and they've been great in my cars. And it's actually written Spectrum on it, but it's not a Spectrum.
No, but you can once you get it, it's like saying Versace and you get a Vergaci.
Yes, but if I buy a real Spectrum receiver, they're like $40 or almost $60. Like, no friggin' way.
But yeah, man. But I mean, that's black market. That's like another example. If you're gonna buy Dior and you're getting Dio or something, it's like same thing. So, I mean, look, and like I said, I've seen issues where the receiver is the issue. You know, if something happens because it catches on fire because of a malfunction of the receiver and stuff like that, and I'd just rather buy the real thing. I mean, that's just me. And yes, I mean, I will admit, yes, the real genuine Spectrum receivers are super expensive. I will agree to that too. So, I mean, I understand, you guys have to do what you have to do. I know the hobby can get expensive.
But hey, this works good enough in a Tamiya build. These are awesome in a Tamiya build. I don't need a very expensive one in a Tamiya build.
Yeah, I usually use cheap ones in the Tamiya builds, but this last one was a $30 one because I had to hook it up to the FSGT5 for the 4-way steer. So
yeah,
usually I'll find the cheapest ones I can get. $5 a piece on the GT3Cs. You can get 3 for $15 on eBay, I think it was. Once in a while.
Yeah. Philco RC, it works. That's all that matters. True.
Yes, and I agree. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything any further. But yeah.
If mine is actually the Canadian website, the .ca I'm looking at, and I just typed the only thing I type is SR 3100, and it found it right away. And this is 24 Canadian, and it's free shipping. One day I get it the next day, so this is like crazy easy for me to do. And they do have some. Here's a Spectrum for $47, the 2-channel. Just crazy. But yeah, they're there. Oh, there's an orange one. That one's different.
Those orange ones. Yeah, those are.
Yeah, $58. Somebody's trying to make money on this one. But it's sold by X per star. So that's the one I got. Other than part number, I don't think there's any part number other than what you see there.
And look, Tank, see, it's a DSMR2. So
yep.
the remotes that it could bind to that, it's the Spectrum DXXR, the DX4R, but not the S, right?
No, I bind my S to it.
Because you didn't.
Oh, really?
That's because I did not firmware update it.
Oh, that's why. Yeah. So yeah, if you have a DX4S, then you would have to update it, to bind it to the DSMR2, right?
Right now it works with the DSMR2, and I got the original firmware out of the box. If I upgrade it, I probably cannot put it on. But I'm sure the DMS2 was on the list of the one I can. It's just I've heard too many horror stories about the firmware update, and there's no reason for me to upgrade.
Right, right, and I agree.
I'm not upgraded. Just because of the firmware update doesn't mean I have to use it.
Yeah, and the DSM version of Spectrum, if it's a DSM1 or a DSM2, they can bind, if I recall. If you get I know there's a C, I think it's a DX3C, right, Tank? Maybe a cheaper version of the Spectrum remote.
Yeah.
I think that is not compatible to a DSMR receiver.
I don't think so.
Right.
But Philco is asking, not Philco, 11 Charlie is asking, that should bind to a DX5C.
Yes.
I think it will.
Yes, because it's a DSM2. Anything newer, like the DX6R barely came out. So, I mean, the DSM2, it's like the latest stuff, for receiver.
I'm just going to the website right now to actually see the specs of that the X5C. It is DMSR.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
DMSR technology.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like even before, it was just a DSM receiver, and they like for example the Losi, the one I had earlier in my screen, that had a DSM receiver. I don't know if you have the stock one.
So it does say 11 Charlie. It does say that it is also backward compatible with the DSM2. So yes, the DSM2 is a older technology of receivers. DSMR is a newer, but that transmitter is compatible with that that module. Yes.
Yeah. And even DSM, that's what I was getting at too. And also, and if you also didn't update your remote, like Tank and I and CCRC haven't done. If you update your remote, then yeah, you can't. You need to buy new receivers. And that would be a bummer if I would actually update, because oh man, I mean, the DS4R and the DX6R I think have like maybe 10, 12 models on there each.
Okay.
So imagine if I update, imagine how many newer receivers I would have to buy. Oh man.
I gotta check. My son has a DX3. I gotta check if they work on it or not. But I'll do an experiment with it.
All right, cool. And I think Scott over here is about to play some guitar. I'm ready, man. Let's go.
I've had this guitar for like maybe 4 years, and I just took it out of the case for the first time.
Oh wow!
Really? Are you serious?
It's a custom shop guitar. It was a prototype, and my brother got it for trade for a tattoo, and I never really did anything with it, and so I've been messing with it tonight because I wanted to check it out. So I pulled the pickups out of it and saw what they were in there, and it's got these locking tuners on here. So what you do is you put the string through the tuning peg, and then you lock it down, but the pin that holds it in place when you lock it, it's stuck in the lock position, so I can't even get a string in it.
Oh, okay.
So much for a $3,500 guitar. You can't even put strings on it. And I'm so tired from working at the track all day that I can't really see. So maybe I should save this last string for tomorrow.
I thought you were gonna sing for us, man. I was like, all right.
Singing's not something I do.
No. All right, I'll sing for you.
The dogs will be howling if I start singing.
No, Gabriel, be quiet. No singing.
But they already started just talking about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just save that one for mañana if I have time tomorrow.
You working on track tomorrow?
I actually have to take my girlfriend to a doctor's appointment, which probably mean I'll be gone most of the day. But I should be back in time to do the hangouts. But I need to pack all my stuff for Saturday's race too, so I could do that while we're hanging out.
Well, 11 Charlie is saying those receivers in the US are $18 US in Amazon. It's crazy.
Crazy if they're blatantly copywriting. What are they counterfeiting it? That they say Spectrum on them.
I don't know, man. But
I'm okay with orange, but when it says Spectrum and it's not a Spectrum, that's when I kind of draw the line.
Okay. He says, how many of them do I have? Last time I bought a kit of 4. I bought 4 of them, and I got 3 left over. So I put one in, I can't remember which truck, but I did put it in one of the trucks. So I have 3 spare ones right now. Or 2. Can't remember. I'm getting too old. Been building too many things.
Here's the thing, man. Back then when I was buying RCs heavily, I loved, to have spare receivers. But, I would get a new vehicle. It's like, oh, I need to spare receiver. Boom, I would put it. And like, oh, I need another one. So I would buy another one. It's like, oh, I just bought another car. Oh, okay. So I'll put that one on there. So I just, and right now I'm to a point where I don't have any space. And I mean, all my receivers, they're working really well. And I only have one, which is a 2-channel. And, that's it. That's the only spare that I have.
Yeah, Philco's talking about Jack right now, saying that Jack plays guitar pretty good. And yes, Jack did go in surgery. And I'm still waiting for him to answer some emails and some texts that I've sent him to see how he is and if he came back from the hospital. So I have no reply yet from him.
Oh, no. Well, hopefully he's doing well, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's hanging in there. Hopefully he's doing well.
So Blizzard FPV says, who is the guy to talk to painting a 53 Ford body? I have no idea. Who can paint a 53 Ford body here? I don't think it matters the year of the body.
No, it doesn't. The one I just did is a 56, but I don't know. I don't really paint other people's bodies.
Yeah, so the one you painted was a 56.
Yeah.
That's to go on which truck?
Slash.
On a Slash? Okay.
Yeah.
I think he's just asking, anybody in general that knows how to paint, maybe.
No, maybe. It's pretty easy.
And here's the thing. I don't know if you, Blizzard FPV, I don't know if you followed the Past the Build. I painted, the body. I contributed, I went ahead and I put the Lexan body and I painted it myself. I'm horrible at painting. I mean, to be honest, that's probably like my 5th body that I've ever painted in my whole life. But it came out awesome.
Cool.
So and I will admit, I mean, to some of you it's easy, but no, man. To me, putting for example, I'm seeing John over here putting tape and getting very technical.
It's all about the prep.
I
can't do that. I need help with that.
Yeah, it's all like John's saying. It's all about the prep. The more prep you're doing, and the more tape. It depends if you want a lot of stripes, a lot of different colors. People wanted to keep it simple, so that's how I painted my first body. Like, okay, just one color. Let's go. Let's paint it. Let's just learn that way. And then you evolve. Then you start putting stripes. Then you start putting 2, 3, 4 colors.
No.
So
check out Steve-O's com head.
It's not finished yet, but I like draw on the outside of it just to get like a rough sketch, and then your lines on the inside will be straight though because they're taped. So look copy on the outside. That ain't how it's gonna be. That's just a rough draft.
Cool though. I like your nice little pinstriping because I'm working with like 24 mil tape. that's like the tightest stripe I can make.
I got these Tamiya tape right here. They got 3 different sizes on them.
That's awesome.
You just pull them out and then boom, put it on there.
Steve-O, is your smallest 6 millimeter?
Yeah,
looks like it. Yeah, it looks like it.
10 millimeter and then 18.
18, yeah.
And then I got a real big wide one like this that's just regular painter's tape.
Right.
Yeah, marking it from the outside, you can do a lot of different things, and then you can practice, and then you end up doing paint jobs like this. This is 2 colors.
Oh, wow.
So this is a paint job I did all with there's no stickers on there. That's all painted underneath with masking tape. So even the Tonka there and even this is painted at the back with the tank.
Nice, look at that. That's cool.
If you want to have your mind blown, go watch one of those old Hemi-Storm videos.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, where he goes in sections and...
Well, that watching his video actually inspired me of trying this and watching his technique and how he did it. I said, okay, I'll try it. It's probably pushing it, but I did kind of screw up a little bit. Like there's a bump here, and yes, the letters are not as nice as they might be, but or whatever his body is, but it still looks good. Like it's
I tried a simple little logo on the hood, and man, it was disastrous. I don't know how he did so much work so detailed that way.
Oh yeah,
It's just patience and having a proper hand.
Lots of
so many
snow outside, so you have
colors and
nothing
layers.
better to do.
Airbrushing's not that hard. You can get stencils and really get some cool stuff.
Yeah, but he does not do airbrush. He does paint cans.
I'm not Hemi Storm. I'm just saying in general.
Uses a light box a lot. Helps too.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, okay, like for example, my Tamiya kids and all that, and I'm not ashamed to say it, but most of my Tamiyas have been painted by my local hobby shop. Why? Because I don't have the hand, man. I'm horrible. It's like, for example, it's like if you ask me, hey, paint me a picture like of a giraffe or something, you're asking a lot, Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm good with stick figures, and I'm not good at making art, man. And actually painting an RC body, to me, it's like art. You know what I mean? So that's why I draw the line, man. I'm good at building, I'm good at fixing stuff, but the cosmetic thing, like for example, John, Steve-O, I mean, hands down to you guys, man, because you guys have the patience. You guys know, what to do, how to paint it, So that's very admiring, for my part.
My biggest
And
problem.
you too, Tank. You too. I also.
Patience.
Yeah, and you too, Tank. I
Excited,
know
I
you
wanna
showed
get
me
done.
you showed us the Tonka vehicle. Awesome.
Yeah,
So,
great.
Yeah, that type of details more than I've been able to do. The lettering and tight pinstripes, I give up on that. I do fat stripes and chunks of collar. That's about it.
So what do you guys think with this new announcement from Axial? I'm on their website now, and they still show the SMT10 on their page. I wonder if they're just swapping out the parts for the Spectrum stuff, and they're just gonna roll it out again with new internals.
No, most likely it's discontinued because they did the same thing with the first SCX10. They had it on their website for a while, but it was unavailable.
Don't know.
And yeah, I mean, if you were to to order one, no, it never came. So most likely it's discontinued.
They slimmed their line down. You don't see the Yeti on here.
The Yeti's discontinued.
It is. That's what I'm saying. But they still are showing the SMT10.
Yeah, well,
so I'm just curious if they're gonna just re-release it with a new controller, new servo.
Oh, I know a new body's coming out because on Instagram and on Facebook they've been showing this guy holding he's got a black truck behind him, and he's got this Axial sign, and people are saying congratulations on winning and blah blah blah, and he's got that sign. So I think they are going to make that black truck. It's a black Jeep.
It's a monster truck. He told him.
No, I don't think it's a. No, it's a crawler.
Oh, that's Casey Curry, right?
I think so.
That they had the white one before the SCX10 that I have.
Yeah, they had the white one. Now they're going to have the black one.
Oh, okay.
Unlimited, I think.
Yeah, I'm talking about the SMT10, the monster truck.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to come out with a new SMT10.
It's just they still have it on there. I'm just kind of curious.
True.
It would be awesome if they make like another monster truck theme.
Yeah, they still have the Gravedigger there.
With a receiver you won't be able to use.
Yeah, huh?
But for $18 US, you can actually buy these guys.
I will give Spectrum that they have lowered the price on some of their receivers.
Oh, yeah.
They've gone to like the newer style, that new shape.
Actually, they became the Spectrum receivers. I've noticed that they made them smaller now too.
Yeah.
Because I'm working on the what is it, the ECX Gen 2.
Okay.
I'm taking all the electronics, the stock electronics, and I'm putting ESC from Batera, the what is it, the that comes with the sender, and I'm putting that small Spectrum receiver on there.
Now,
So-
are all those receivers from Spectrum waterproof or only certain ones?
They do say that they are splash proof. They do say,
Mhm.
okay, if you go to their website, they do say that they're splash proof, but they're not
Okay.
waterproof.
Because I had a runaway when mine went in the ocean.
Yeah, so most likely I don't know. And here's the thing, like for example, my Glamisphere, I try to hydroplane on on like a big puddle, and my receiver was fine, but then again, it's in a like in a locked
Little
sealed
box.
box, yeah. So who knows if water went through there. But if you have it exposed, I mean, I've never had a vehicle that that I would run a receiver exposed into water. So maybe that could be an experiment tank with those $18 receivers. You wanna?
That's 25 for me, Canadian.
Oh,
18 for you.
oh, okay. Oh, okay. So yeah, if you wanna submerge it in water, let us know how it goes. I'll be
Oh, I
watching
can.
for sure.
I have no problem submerging in water and making it run.
Yeah.
The
Okay,
only thing
go
I'm
for it.
going
Get
to
up.
put on it is my magic stuff. Where is my magic stuff?
Yeah.
My
Get a-
promo coating.
I mean, their new SR 515 5-channel for $60. You didn't get a 5-channel from them in that range
No,
before.
it would be over $100 for sure.
Yeah. So I do give them that.
Good.
But see, the cool thing about the new receivers coming out now from Spectrum, you don't need a bind plug anymore. It's just a button.
Yep.
That's cool. So I mean, and I know I have bind plugs everywhere, but that's cool. Just you just press the button and boom, down to your receiver, to your remote.
Click on the fly change.
Yeah. So. And yeah, now that I'm talking about my ECX, I haven't had time, man, to even work on it. It's still in my local hobby shop. I've just been really busy, but I just unboxed it there, and we were swapping parts. It's pretty easy, really. We were just trying to figure out where we're gonna put the battery. But yeah, man, I just haven't had time. But yes, you will see the Gen 2 in my channel pretty soon. So stay tuned for that.
Cool.
And what else? Kyosho Wednesday. If you guys have a Kyosho, showcase it on Wednesday.
Cool.
And Spectrum now sucks now. And I wish I can bind it to my. No, I'm not gonna go into that.
Yeah. See, Kyosho, they're like Tamiya. They've been around for years, but I find their product quality is ahead of Tamiya. Like some of the builds they used to build in the 70s and 80s are a heck of a lot better than Tamiya. But for my part, the hardest part, there's no part support around here. Nobody sells it. If I want to buy it, I have to buy it online, or I got to buy it from the U.S. There is no Kyosho dealer around here. That's what makes it hard for me to have a Kyosho.
No, yeah, and same thing with me, man. Like for example, if I break something from my Kyosho vehicles, I mean, I would just have to go into eBay.
It's
Because if
just
I go to
weird
my local,
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but yeah, it's like the hobby shops all carry the Blizzard, but then nothing else from the whole company. Just very odd.
yeah. And if you go to like my local hobby shops, they carry the major brands. But if you say Kyosho, it's like, oh, I'm sorry.
Well, It's just like last year. They started, my hobby shop here got brought in Red Cat. So they started to bring some of the Red Cat trucks, and some people were saying, "Oh, great!" And then started to buying some. They got some spare parts in, but all of a sudden, poof, cut. Everything was cut last year. Could not get any more kits in. Could not get any more anything because their power supply or their charger weren't CSC approved. They weren't approved for electricity here. So it was illegal.
Wow.
Yeah.
I asked them. I've tried to find out why did Red Cat disappear, and I never was told. So that's cool. I mean, it's good to know why.
Sean told me today that they had issues with the chargers and the batteries.
Okay.
So they had to pull everything out, and they couldn't sell it anymore. So, and that's why when I ordered my Red Cat Gen 8, he said, "Yeah, good luck with that. It'll never come in." I go, "Why not?" And then he tells me that story about the batteries. I go, "It's a kit. I'm ordering a kit. Yeah, there is no battery. There is no chargers. There is nothing." And then he looks at me and goes, "That's right." Kind of a light kind of lit up.
Yeah.
So he goes, "That's right." So he says, "Oh, we'll see if it comes in, but I doubt it." And he checked today, and he says, "Yeah, it's on its way. It's on the
One
truck."
of the fellow racers at the track, he goes to SEMA every year, the big car show thing.
Yep.
And he says Red Cat has a huge booth over there.
Oh yeah.
And that's got to be like $50,000 or something like that.
Oh, I think Red Cat in the next few years, I think they're starting to do a comeback and to come back strong with new stuff and all that. So can't wait to see how that happens.
Yeah, I mean, they poached a big designer from Axial, so it's...
Yeah, the ex-president and things like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Good luck. I mean, Red Cat, that's all I can say.
It'll save you some money, and you can buy that Spectrum receiver you need.
Right? So.
Cool. Well, guys, it's 11:53. I'm going to cut the live stream. We've been on for a little over 2 hours. So thanks a lot for jumping in to the live stream and also jumping into the chat. I was following everybody, trying to follow the and reading and answering all the questions. Hopefully, I didn't leave anybody stranded. And we'll talk to you next time. So let's do a round table and say goodnight. So we'll start with Kagan, Green Frog.
Hey guys, have a good night.
Thanks, Kagan. John, you're next.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Basher Boy.
Okay, let me start off by saying, things about Spectrum. No, I'm just playing. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. It was fun.
I almost muted your microphone. Almost. Scott.
See you guys next time.
Steve O.D.
Later. Catch you guys tomorrow, maybe.
See you later. Tony.
All right, have a good night, guys. Earl, James Swift, Filthy Co, those guys still in the chat. See you guys, 11 Charlie RC.
Cool, thanks. Thanks a lot, guys. You have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow night on Steve O.D.'s channel.
Definitely be there.